The discography of Eminem. Marshall Bruce Mathers, i.e., better known by his stage name Eminem and by his alter ego Slim Shady, is an American rapper, record producer, songwriter, and actor. Eminem, along with his solo career, is a member of his group T12, and also one half of the hip-hop duo Bad Meets Evil, with Royce da 5'9". Eminem is one of the best-selling artists in the world and is the best-selling artist of the 2000s. He has been listed and ranked as one of the best rappers in the world. Ever since the turn of the millennium, Eminem's paranoia has engulfed the entire world. It is not difficult to understand why the native of Detroit has been hailed as one of the most influential hip-hop artists of all time and the greatest MC of his generation, given that his rapid and deft lyrics conclude a warped psychodrama. Eminem is a storyteller who utilizes his artistic prowess to produce an extraordinary discography that presents critics and fans with a fresh narrative to consume. This video dissects Eminem's extensive yet unique catalog of solo albums. Infinite was released in 1996. 1999 marked the formal debut of Eminem's solo career with the release of Infinite, which was produced by his former D12 bandmates Mr. Porter and Proof. Critics gave the album, which is not currently available on any music streaming platforms, conflicting reactions when it was released. Despite their criticism of the production, they recognized Eminem's talent and could not stop extolling his lyrics. Streamable is a remixed and remastered rendition of the album's title track. 1999's The Slim Shady LP. This album served as Eminem's formal introduction, undoubtedly generated considerable interest. The Slim Shady LP, which was narrated from the rapper's created alter persona Slim Shady, was an enduringly revered one-of-a-kind fantasy that was both hilarious and horrifying. By specifically addressing violent and distressing themes concerning his mother and wife, Eminem demonstrated his ability to captivate audiences. It peaked at number 275 on Rolling Stone's 2012 list of the 500 finest albums of all time. It subsequently sold 18 million copies globally. A 2000 Grammy was also awarded to it for Best Rap Album. Eminem has released an expanded edition of the Slim Shady in commemoration of its 20th anniversary. This edition includes anomalies, a cappella, freestyles, and instrumentals. Take a look at it here. The Marshall Mathers LP, 2000. A year following the release of his breakthrough album, the Marshall Mathers LP featured introspective lyrics that centered on Eminem's rapid ascent to renown and the myriad drawbacks that accompanied it. The rapper parodied the ups and downs of his current era and emphasized the most egregious faults of relatable characters while soaking up the surrounding pop culture. The album further explored recurring violent themes and even ventured into horrorcore and hardcore hip-hop genres. After the triumph of Eminem's previous studio album, the Marshall Mathers LP achieved the unprecedented status of the most rapidly sold album by a solo artist in American music history, with 1.78 million copies sold in its first week alone in the United States. It also earned Eminem his second Grammy for Best Rap Album. The Eminem Show, 2002. The Eminem Show, which earned the rapper his third Grammy in the same category, was, in a sense, a stripped-down examination of the isolation the rapper experienced as a result of failed and broken relationships, fame, and affluence. While some recognizable elements persisted, we were able to observe an alternative aspect of Eminem and start to distinguish Marshall from Slim Shady. That it was Haley's song where we first heard Eminem sing enhanced the sweetness of the song's overall message. The Eminem Show marked Eminem's initial substantial production involvement on an album. The rhythms were exceptionally dense and looped, making it difficult to distinguish Eminem's work from that of his mentor, Dr. Dre. Eminem has unveiled an expanded edition of The Eminem Show in commemoration of its 20th anniversary. This edition encompasses 18 bonus tracks, B-sides, live performances, instrumentals, and previously unreleased compositions. Take a look at it here. Encore, released in 2004. Following Eminem's triumph with the Oscar-winning film 8 Mile, for which he performed the popular song Lose Yourself, followers eagerly awaited his forthcoming endeavors. Encore appeared to have fallen short of expectations. Encore resembled a transitory album in which the rapper was attempting to shed his previous trilogy of psychodrama and establish a new persona. And that served to demonstrate that the artist was not yet complete. Relapse was released in 2009. Following a 4-year absence, Eminem returned. Eminem, overcoming the criticism of his previous album and disclosing a personal battle with prescription drugs, appeared more candid, cutthroat, and unexpectedly disorderly than ever before. Additionally, it was the 4th Grammy that Eminem won. Although the album's title was apt, it was quite the contrary for Eminem in his career, as he demonstrated that he continued to improve. Restored 2010. Undoubtedly, Recovery was Eminem's flavor of pop. By collaborating on the album with Pink, Lil Wayne, and Rihanna, Eminem garnered sales and accolades from audiences he had likely never before reached. Recovery explored more introspective and sentimental themes, including anxiety, positive transformations, and emotional motivators, all of which were presented by Eminem in his signature narrative fashion. Since becoming the best-selling album of 2010 in the United States and internationally, it has sold more than 10 million copies. An additional Grammy for Best Rap Album was bestowed upon Eminem, whom he retained for the 5th consecutive year. Marshall Mathers LP 2, 2013. A second Grammy triumph and a second Marshall Mathers album. Critics lauded the sequel to the successful 2000 album, which was consumed by devoted fans and praised by fans for Eminem's still powerful rapping and impressive production choices. Eminem demonstrated through guest appearances by Skylar Grey, Kendrick Lamar, and Rihanna that he was capable of excelling in the mainstream media. As an Easter egg for his first-day admirers, Eminem reopened his twisted dystopia and traversed the rabbit hole to connect his albums from 2000 and 2013. The Marshall Mathers LP 2 became the second best-selling album of 2013 after its #1 debut on the Billboard 200 charts. Resurrection 2017. Notwithstanding the impressive roster of guest appearances, Revival received varied critical reception. Disappointment characterized the album's departure from the distinctive Eminem sound that cherished fans, particularly as it reflected the rapper's shift in artistic direction. It appeared that the album served as a reminder to the world that Eminem was not that youthful and insane, and that his youth and insanity may have been his sole allure. Notwithstanding this, although Revival peaked at #1 in numerous countries across the globe, it failed to establish an enduring impression on audiences. Kamikaze, published in 2018. As momentum increased, Eminem's Kamikaze appeared to be a cover of Revival rather than an entirely new album. However, one thing was certain: Eminem was furious, and he made no attempt to conceal his feelings. Reverting to what had worked best in the eyes of his fans, the rapper retaliated angrily at those who had criticized him, reminding them of his persona. Kamikaze was designated platinum in the United States and became the best-selling hip-hop album of 2018, proving that Shady had returned. A soundtrack to be killed by 2020. Similar to Kamikaze, MTBMB was abruptly and unexpectedly discontinued, much to the dismay of its followers. The album, which Eminem himself declared designed to shock the conscience and not for the faint of heart, is an homage to his former self. The album, dedicated to the late Juice WRLD, featured the #1 single Godzilla and earned Eminem his 10th consecutive #1 spot on the Billboard 200. In doing so, he became the first artist in history to accomplish this accomplishment. Side of music to be murdered by 2020. A few months after the release of the previous album, a deluxe expanded edition was released, which featured 16 additional tracks. The addition of new artists like Ty Dolla $ign and DJ Premier contributes to the cohesiveness of both sections of the album. In contrast to Side A, Eminem draws lyrical inspiration from the events of 2020 on Side B, which touches on Black Lives Matter, Harvey Weinstein, and coronavirus, while maintaining his eerie aesthetic. If anything, MTBMB is Eminem's way of expressing gratitude to all his followers as he reflects on his time in the industry and considers his future. This concludes the video for the day. Have you enjoyed it? Please leave your insightful response in the section below labeled comments, and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel for additional informative and engaging videos.